update. And we're also going to do a little bit of burning. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot. Okay, I'm sure the audio was terrible on that because I had a big diesel engine rattling in front of me, but today we are going to give you a lake update as well as we are going to have the world's largest campfire. So I don't know if we have any hot dogs in the house, but if we do, we really should try roast some Wheaties today. But Holly has the vent track right now. She's down there doing vent track things, and she has mowed around here to make sure that we have a pretty good fire break, good perimeter, and you know, it's still kind of dry out here, but we've had some rain, so it's not terrible. But we need to get this burned. We're about 3 days away from there being a burn permit needed, which we still wouldn't really need. It wouldn't cost us anything, but you know, why not just get it knocked out and over with? I'm hoping this only takes a couple days to burn and smolder. I'm gonna get the grapple on the 𝑇YM5520, and I'm gonna get some more trees that are down and just kind of throw them in the pile this way. We can get everything rolling. My buddy Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, one of the nicest guys you ever meet. He was doing something similar and about came up on a copperhead, and I do not want to come up on a copperhead, or maybe it was a rattlesnake. It was a venomous snake, so I'm kind of walking around real quick, just surveying what we have. You know, here's the spillway, by the way. Let's show you this real quick. All of this dirt, I'm gonna come out here, and I'm probably gonna spread like a clover mix or something. You know, I really don't have any grass seed, and I have so much food plot seed that it seems kind of silly to go out there and spend money on grass seed when I could just seed it with clover and things that the bees and everything else would like. But I think the spillway looks great. So it's probably overbuilt. This is built for like rushing rapids, but larger rocks on the outside, smaller rocks on the inside. There is a geotextile, I believe it is, this little mat down there under it. And then all of this would flow out to this creek, which eventually we're gonna clear these trees out, and a lot of this is gonna be opened up again. It's one of the reasons we bought the skid steer. It was for clearing this stuff out, and then also fence lines, which we're gonna do now that it's kind of cooled down some. Yeah, I mean, I think Michael did a great job, super nice guy. Hey, he even left his excavator and his skid steer here, so it's still here. So maybe it was like a gift, like, hey man, I know the pond repair cost you some money, but why don't you have some heavy machinery? But let's walk up here. The lake level is still really low. We haven't had enough rain to really get the watershed and everything to where the lake level would go up. You can kind of see that's the plan. As the water gets higher, which I've got a couple flags over there, but as the water gets higher, it'll just spill over. This is the problem area that we had. That drain right there, whoops, sorry, that drain right there, and that drain has since been filled with concrete. There's the old grate from the top of it. Took out a bunch of old dead trees on the side. Those roots were growing into the dam. That's a no-no, so got those taken out. And yeah, we just need some rain to fill it up. The place looks beautiful. This is the biggest eyesore. So here's Holly seeing if she can try and break the vent track. She's tried. She hasn't done it yet, but she's trying. Boy, it's helpful to have your wife be willing to hop on a piece of equipment and try it. She loves that thing. It's a lot of fun. It's very safe. Steers like a car. It's all hydraulic. Great machine. All right, let's see. I've got 2 cans of diesel. 1, 2. Ugh. All right, I said we go back. I don't have a third function on this machine. Spoiler alert, my buddy Tony and I are gonna do a video collaboration together soon where we put a third function on this 2515H. He is a much better mechanic than I am. He's actually a mechanic and I'm not, so I think he's a good person to have help. If this had a third function, I'd use this. It doesn't. We'll go get the 5520. And yeah, it's got air conditioning too, which is nice, but we're getting to the point of the year where I don't complain about the heat as much. It's gonna be about 84 today. That's hot, but it's not 105, so. All right, let's get the 5520. We've got a dead tree up here we've got to throw in here, and then, yeah, we're gonna go from there. I really have learned to really like this tractor a lot. very comfortable. It's a great size. For what I'm doing right now, perfect power. PTO, I haven't done a lot of PTO things with it yet, but I hear that's kind of where it struggles with power. As far as lifting stuff and moving stuff and just driving around, and good machine. Trying to kill my Ventrac?
No, I worked that sucker. Me and this Ventrac, we're gonna clear to this creek.
No, so I'm gonna run and get the skid steer with the tree saw. We're gonna see if we can zip these things because a lot of the stuff gone. Like it'll take all this stuff down easily.
What stuff?
All of this.
You don't want these baby trees there?
No.
Just drama to get around?
Because well, they're just the underbrush is gonna grow up under them again, and they're just thick.
Well, it's interesting because
Unless we see any oaks, but I don't see any oaks at all.
well, once we can get back in there, we can see where the water has naturally gone, and some of it's deeper than others, and so you've got wide spots that are shallow and you've got narrow spots that are deep. So I don't know how much we want to change on that, but like these trees that are down, I can't get past them with the Ventrac to continue to clear, so we need to pull that stuff out of there.
All right, we're gonna get the skid steer and we're gonna get to work. I didn't think I was gonna like this skid steer as much as I do, but man, I do. It's very handy. And I said something nice about it, so something's gonna break. So the plan is we'll start down here at the end. We'll zip the trees down and just kind of move back as we go. Let them fall over, push them over, and then we'll get the tractor with the pallet forks, or not pallet forks, the grapple, and we'll grapple them up. Okay, so the tree saw did its job. That thing is awesome. And then we used the grapple from the tractor to get some of these other things out. You know, it's brushy, it's woody. You know, we have a bunch of these. Again, these hawthorn things which are dead. Y'all tell me what you call these things. You know, they're pretty much dying off. So this is dried out, but I think we're gonna start the fire over here, let it work its way that way. And again, we have a pretty good fire break here. We've got, you know, not a whole lot of flammable material around. This stuff will probably, if it doesn't catch, we'll just have to push it back towards the fire with the grapple. Once it's smoldering and not raging out of control, because it's probably about to go crazy, especially some of these dead leaves and stuff. They're going to go up real fast. Yeah, so anyway, well, I probably should have taken that. It's a nice little walnut there I could have taken out and done something with, but it's so small, it's hard. Yeah, it's a hard thing. We have a lot of black walnuts out here, but some of them are diseased and some of them are small. So I definitely have some I could put on the sawmill though. Let's drag this one. Ugh. That's heavier than I thought. Get the grapple, put it on top of the pile. Just don't want to have it sitting over there. You know, a long time ago, I promised you guys I'd take you to the waterfall. At some point, I'm going to, but I don't think it's gonna be today. Let's go get some diesel on this fire. Okay, it goes without saying, I've checked with my local fire department. I've checked with the local laws. I've made sure I don't need a permit. I did alert the fire department that I was going to be doing a burn, as well as I texted my neighbors and told them, listen, if you see a massive plume of smoke, there's a reason. So my fire department actually has my number. If someone calls it in, they'll call me to check and see if we need anything. Are we okay? Is this part of the burn? We also have a bunch of water there, fire extinguishers, move the equipment away. I think we're good to go. So just want to give you that little bit of public service announcement. So let's get this fire lit. All right, so I'm gonna use some fat wood. Already put some diesel on there, and hopefully we won't need a whole lot of this stuff, and we'll just get it rolling. Once these things get lit, they just stay lit forever, so we don't really have to worry about this fire kind of going hot and then going, you know, turning out. It's basically pine. Whew. Now the heat's coming off there. Now we just wait. So the fire's been going for about a good 20-30 minutes, and this is a good time to remind you guys, if you have like a four-wheeler with a sprayer or something like that, I'm just using this right here, all these little areas down there that you can see where that fire is jumping, it's even jumping the 6-foot fire break, so we're just keeping it under control. It's not going to go wild. The worst thing that happens, it goes in the pond, right? So I told you I would show you the waterfall one day, and it really is pretty, but it's not a waterfall right now. Right now it's just a rock formation that is not flowing with water because it's been so dry, and we've had to do a bunch of work on the pond. But you can kind of see there's our barn. All this, I hear you, all this brush and stuff is going to get cleaned up over time, and that creek will flow again. It's just a matter of getting that to where we can actually see it and enjoy it. So cleaning some of this stuff up, there's some flat areas out there, so maybe that's a good place to pull a camper and just kind of hang out and maybe do a little bit of a fire ring or something there if we have some friends come visit the farm and they've got a camper with them. Maybe that's what they do. But Holly got the Ventrac back here, but the Ventrac has no problem driving on these things, but as you see, human feet do, because this is usually pretty much a creek bed. It's like a little pond. There's some water here you can see, but yeah, I know video doesn't really do a good job of this stuff, but it is pretty back here, and it makes sense to find something that we can do with it. So the Ventrac does a good job getting back here, but this is going to take probably the skid loader and a brush mulcher, or the tree saw, or this may be chainsaws, because I don't know that we could even get the brush or the tree saw in here. And this is so soft, the skid steer probably doesn't need to be on here. So anyway, it'll be, decide which of these trees we want to keep, and some of these volunteer trees, we'll just take these things out, let them go, clean that stuff up. So it's real pretty back here. It's nice to have shade. We have a lot of pastures here. Not a whole lot of shade, but looks like the creek used to run from the pond down this way, but now it's all been redirected. So we're gonna have to see how the spillway actually works too before we do a bunch of that. Oh, there's a deer trail right there. Sorry, I'm always distracted by those things, but it's been a productive day. Got a lot done. Well, we have gotten a lot of work done today. This is going to be the kind of thing where we take a lot of bites and it's going to take some time. But the skid steer did a heck of a job with that tree saw, just cutting through this first real layer, right? So we've had all these trees come down from around the spillway. We still have so many trees to really work through, but we're trying to take little bites with these smaller ones, the little volunteer trees like this one, and those, trying to get those out of the way. Then we can get to the big ones, because the big ones are a lot more dangerous. They may need a chainsaw. They may be leaning fine just to use the, this little tree saw, but little. But anyway, this thing is super handy just to get them, zip them, push them out of the way. The TYM 5520 with the grapple on it, my grapple, that thing's actually, it's been great. It's a very, very nice tractor. So we've been burning for about 2 hours. A lot of the really hot stuff that kind of throws the embers everywhere, you guys saw there's some embers kind of they got a little western out here, so we have to spray those with the four-wheeler. My old dinosaur four-wheeler, I keep that sprayer on there, really just for spraying food plots and weeds, but today it was kind of my fire suppression vehicle.